Hey, what's up with it? We're back again. It's the KTB podcast, as per usual. Obviously, you're a returning guest. How could you not be? And if you're not, you will be after you watch this episode or listen, however it really works on what platform you're on. But regardless, I am your host, Buzzy, and I am here with my co-hosts, Sea Smoke and Goofy.
Hey, we are here. I
Yes,
am
we
here.
are indeed. Club League sucks.
Public is terrible.
It is.
All right, bro. So for this one is held very, very dear to our hearts. And Krong, as usual, well, not as usual. He was going to be a guest here, but he doesn't do club league. All right, he just doesn't do the minimum effort that it requires to. Well, there's a lot of effort, but to keep going throughout the weeks. And he never really did that, so he doesn't really get an opinion. I don't care how many times we talk to him about it, and he knows as much as he knows about it. He doesn't get to talk about it, so he's not here. Um,
Fair
and
enough.
so we have to go very back. We have to go into the fucking Brawl time machine here. It's not too far, but it's almost a year, and everything was going well for KTB. And I don't
And
want this to
clubs.
be about us. What's up?
And clubs.
Yes, all of that. This is not about us, okay? I'm not selfish. We're not selfish. We're not just gonna make it about us. But back then, I will say that KTB was thriving and enjoying the only game that I've ever seen that obviously matters, especially a Supercell one that has 100 members in a club, clan, whatever they want to call them across the games. So like that was like the one thing they had here. Though obviously they have a lot different, but like that was the one thing that all games had that they just made better. So they had it really good here, and I guess it really fucking got to them that all the other like popping games like fucking Clash Royale and Clash of Clans both got wars going on, and
And Heyday, you got the derbies, you know.
yeah, I don't know fuck all about that. Uh,
Facts.
You don't
what
play
I do
Heyday on
know,
the daily?
I ain't with that, bro. But what I do know is back in the day, Brawl Stars used to have 50 members in their a lot or clubs, but you call them bands back in the day, but they changed the names to clubs. And everybody was complaining. I will say back then that there was no friends list, okay? So you really couldn't
Mm.
add people. So people were like, okay, we need more people in the clans or clubs because like there's no one online. I want to play with people. And this is a game where you benefit from playing with people. So they're like, all right, let me just listen to the community, which we stopped doing back in fucking 2019, 2020, and let's add another 50. Let's double it. We got 100 members now. I didn't hear one complaint. How could you even complain about that? Like, what's wrong with that in any way? Like, it solved every problem, one stroke of the brush, and everything was just perfect. And I guess they needed some new life in this game. And they had a very, very underwhelming summer update. They tried, last summer of 2021. They gave it their all. They made a bunch of new game modes, but didn't test them whatsoever to find out that obviously they weren't going to work in the current state or with the current brawlers in the game. We talked about that in the last Brawl Stars podcast, which I think you should check out. But they failed. They failed really hard. They invested a lot into that update, and then it kind of didn't bring the community together like they thought it would. So I don't know what fucking exec or whatever fucking position up at the fucking Brawl Stars 10-member fucking there's 10 staff fucking workforce fucking said, you know what? I think the one thing that's wrong with the game right now is clubs. And
Clubs.
so fucking like you got a whole list of balance changes at the very fucking like they're scraping the surface here, and you thought that clubs was the big fucking problem. So what did they do on August 21st? I'm gonna leave that to y'all. What did they do? August 21st, 2021, my brother's fucking birthday.
Mm.
Was that the day they announced the changes and said coming in about I don't even know how long it was. It was either 30 or 60 days, but they're like it's the update is coming in about 30 to 60 days or something.
They said 30. They were like at least 30 days. Like how fucking great is that? Like they can't
Oh
even
my
give.
gosh. I forget that even happened. Oh, I know you're talking about now. Okay, I know.
Yeah.
I know you're talking
So
about.
you know what? I'm not really a family guy. I'm not a family man, any of that. But you know, it was my brother's birthday, so I'm like, all right, I guess this is a cool. There's a Brawl Talk coming on his birthday, so obviously that excited me because I was like, I try to get this guy to play the game with me too. So I'm like, all right, yo, so check out this fucking Brawl Talk. They're dropping on your birthday. That must mean something. And then so KTB, our emoji, what we are built around, is the caution sign, or the KTB sign. And basically, when they did this Brawl Talk, it was like perfect. It was very nice, to the fucking point, all of that for the first couple minutes. And it was about Ash. Ash was being released, I believe, in this Brawl Talk. Or they were teasing him or whatever. He was about to come out. And so everything was going swimmingly. And then out of nowhere, it's like fucking the entire screen changes. And it's like fucking, it's basically like, hold up. Like, we got one more thing. And then it puts our emoji on the screen. And then it's like clubs, this and that. And so for whatever reason, the team has decided that clubs no longer need 100 members. They no longer need 50 members like was requested to change in the first place. They now need 30 members. And you guys basically have 30 days at least to figure it out and move, or we will move for you. Okay. Like, that was a threat. And it was like directly at us and everybody else. It was, oh my God, that shit hurt. I wasn't ready for that. Like, it crushed my fucking spirit. I actually made a petition. Fucking about 30 minutes after that fucking Brawl Talk, there was already a petition up that I was pushing everywhere. That shit was so like close to my heart. I could not stand. I almost cried. I think I even did cry. But like that was my whole life, bro. Like, people don't really understand that. Like, our club was #1 in Canada, and it was just rising in global. Like, it was number 70 global, like Kick the Bucket. And I worked so fucking hard for that. It'd only been 8 months. And I was like, I can actually get #1 global. That's like my fucking dream. And all of that got crushed. And so, what do you guys think about their outputs of the Brawl Talk?
Okay. So, I ain't even gonna lie. To me, I was like, okay, kind of stupid because like we was really just going for real. We got bucket up. This is when we had box. She's focused on box, and then we had just killed Bin. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
But like literally, to me, I wasn't really too much hurt, and I told you that too, but when we was on the phone about it. But then you was literally just you had me dying because you was like, they don't understand what they just did to KTB. Like, this is the exact words. This is my entire life. Like, you have something to look forward to. I don't, and then you build it. I'm pretty sure I was dying that whole call. Not because the whole life thing. It's just the way how you were saying it, bro. No, when it comes to the club things, I didn't really. I was actually looking forward to it, and I keep trying to persuade. I'm pretty sure I was the only one that was actually like okay with it. I was like trying to tell you, yo, maybe it could be some good. Maybe I just kept trying to like tell you it's gonna be fine or whatever, but you wasn't having it though. And then after a while is when you start like accepting. It was like, yeah, it's gonna happen either way. I mean, it could be something competitive for us, our club going against each other. I mean, at first, no. At first, he wasn't having it, bro. Like, you really thought ATP was done, bro. Like, he was about to quit. You even told me he was about to quit at one point because it was done.
Yeah, I'm really happy that this never got posted, but I made a 10-minute long video. Just, it was like on some fucking, I don't know, it was like some inspirational YouTuber type shit. It was like, the fucking raindrops in the background, fucking very like upbeat, like fucking championship music playing. It was like progressively getting louder and louder. And it was like really fucking intense. And it was like me, just going through this whole fucking rant. And at the end of it, I'm like, we will prevail, this, that. Like, and it was like everything that I was saying was like, we must get this to stop. All of us come together and fucking stop them in their tracks. They can't do this to us. And it was like on some fuck shit. I'm so happy that stopped, because if I posted that, I would have been getting clowned forever. But I was actually like contemplating my entire life when this shit happened. And I was on the call. I called Goofy right after the Brawl Talk, is usually what happens. We call each other. And I was not having it. I was losing my fucking mind. And he kept trying to tell me it's gonna be good, it's gonna be this and that, and I'm just telling them to shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not hearing any of that shit right now. I don't care.
Facts, bro. You
And
wasn't having it at all, bro. You was like, you wasn't having it at all. I was like the only ray of light or hope, and then you was like, just screw you, bro. Like for
man, how
real.
you think I felt when I go on the club right after the brawl talk and see 9 people leave immediately? And you know
Yeah,
what? Fucking, they
you see
all
the
say, "Oh, clubs don't matter anymore." I'm like, "Are you
facts.
fucking kidding me?" Like, that's my those are my people, and they're gone. Like, I mean, obviously, if they were my people, like really my people, they'd stay regardless. But at the moment, I needed those fucking guys to keep our position on the leaderboard. What do you think, C Smoke? Need you to weigh in.
Well, obviously, they definitely needed to give us more information. Like, closer to the actual date was definitely something they needed. And, info on about what's going on. Because the thing about having 100 people is when you cut that in, like, you take away more than 2/3 of that, there's going to be significantly less people online talking all the time, which chat activity is a big thing for clubs. And there's going to be significantly less people online to play with all the time. And I mean, that's also another big thing with clubs. You just use it to find people to play with and push trophies and, accept your map maker map or whatever it is. But with less people, you can't really do that as effectively. And it just was not a good thing. Also, less seniors. You have to maybe accept a join request or manage some people who are like just disrupting the club chat at any point. So it's just way worse, and they gave barely any notice on any of this. The date they gave
Facts.
was completely off from what the actual date was. They gave us no further information. They just said, "This is coming, prepare for it. We're not going to actually tell you how to do that or what to do or anything." It was terrible.
Yeah,
The
it was.
only information you actually give was that whenever you're like if you had people in your club and your club was full, right? I'm pretty sure they said that they would move it into a like for instance, like if your club was um pearls or something, and that club get full, it would automatically create another one, and they would call it like Pearls One or Pearls Two or something like that, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they say.
I think it was the exact same name.
Yeah, no, it's literally
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah,
If whoever,
yeah. It's literally the same name, but they would like just add like a one or a two behind it. That's what they said. But I don't think I ever seen that, because I'm pretty sure because like all of our clubs get full immediately, but they never create a second club. Like I don't like that don't make no sense.
well, I worked hard to find a way around that, and I remember it took me at least 3 to 4 weeks to accept it. And I was trying to fight against it until I realized that they stopped listening to their community a long time ago. So I was like, all right, there's just no way I'm going to be able to make a change here. I did have people on my side. Like, I had a lot of presidents I had never even fucked with at all, like talking to me, trying to fix this with me because they knew like they wouldn't be able to do it either. And it's not that we couldn't do it. Like, obviously, we are here today and we did it. It's just that it was such a fucking shock to the system and nobody wanted to do it. So
Facts.
of course we would go through with it because it's what's best for us, but that was not what's best for everybody.
Nah,
Um,
but also wait, no, but don't forget. They really did all of this just so they could implement club leagues. Like, don't forget the only reason they did the 30 thing because they wanted to put in club league. Like, literally, that was the only reason they did it. It's not because clubs was going bad or whatever. They just thought that taking away 70 members was perfect. It was just perfect for club league. So,
it
I
wasn't.
mean, it wasn't, but that's what I'm saying. That's what they thought. It was like, you know what? We did club league. Let's just take away 70 members, and then they did it.
Not the
Was
thing
wasn't
that.
there? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
Nah, bro, you
Okay,
go,
but
bro.
wasn't their excuse that they wanted clubs to feel like closer and build a better
Yes,
relationship with the fellow club mates?
Oh yeah, let's not
yes.
act like their excuses didn't, like, they weren't saying anything. The first shit was like, you got 30 days to prepare for something that might happen, like at least 30 days. And then right after that was a brawl talk, which they released Meg. Nobody was waiting for a fucking legendary. Nobody wanted that. Nobody was like excited. Like, everybody was on the edge of their seat, even people who weren't involved with clubs. They were like, what is happening to clubs? And first of all, completely sloppy on their end. So the fucking brawl talk came, I think, around like day 41, 42 of their at least 30 days. And like, don't say 30 days. And I don't care if it's this or that for the fucking developer team, bad luck. I don't give a shit. Okay, you're playing with everybody. And like, then in that update, they do a whole fucking Brawl talk. I'm sitting there at my girlfriend's house, like, all fucking excited. Like, I'm not really excited, but like, I just need to know. Like, please tell me. And it happens. And at the end of the Brawl talk, all they do is say, "Oh, more info on club soon." Like, what the fuck is that? Like, you can't. That is like lethal. Them doing that shit. That was not okay whatsoever. But I knew Brawl Stars had already been going downhill, but I knew that they were going downhill during that entire fucking output of this, because I came to figure out that not only is their staff low, like they have this, like they want to keep it within like their friend group. I don't even know what the fuck to call it. Their staff group, and it's like fucking 15 people, maybe 20 people, 25 people, no more. But I just found out with this entire thing, wait a minute, they don't have a marketing team. They probably have a marketing person. And that one person was lazy and didn't actually give a shit about what he was doing because he was getting paid too much to care. And there was not run through everybody. Nobody gave a fuck about it. And it was just, they thought like, oh, this is going to fix the game. This is going to like this and that. Obviously, little did we know that this entire fucking Power 10, Power 11 and Gears shit was coming. Like, so I get that worked hand in hand with club leagues, but that's only because they implemented rewards into club leagues, which was a given, obviously. But none of that had to happen with 30 members. That's what it comes back to. Why was 30 necessary in any scenario? Why was 30 the go-to? Like, that's what, no matter how they explain that or try to explain that and fucking make excuses for it, you had no reason to bring it down to 30. And you could have at least...
I think I have an idea where they thought it was good. Because you know how with 100 people, it was low-key hard to grow a club. I mean, not for us, because we grow a club with ease, but like, just in general. So I think it's like, okay, if you take away this much people, it's gonna be easy to grow a club. And then with club league, you know how club league works, bro. Like if you want to move up, you need to have a club that has teamwork and cooperation and like actual activity. So they was like, you know what? If there was only 30 people, it's easy to grow and thing. So then I was like, okay, bet we can just do that. We can just take away the 70 people them, and then we make it 30, and then make stuff easy to run or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it was still dumb because it still wasn't necessary, because if people really like your game and people wanted to want to flourish in clubs, then man will do it, like do what they gotta do. Like it ain't all fall, they want to do what they gotta do. So I mean 30 is still unnecessary. I mean they can at least do 50, because you went from 50 in the first place and you just go to 100 and then you go all the way down to 30.
Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to ask whoever this marketing man is, and I want to ask him why 30 makes any sense. And if he gives me this whole spiel about how 10 teams to 3, this, that, but okay, cool. But then why not have 30 participate in the war and then have the others not participate in the war? Like the first Supercell game to do it, Clash of Clans. You can have 50 people in a clan and the wars can go up to, I believe, even the entire 50. You could choose. And I guess like it's like, oh, but we don't want all the other clubs, picking like, oh, we're going into a war or a league with fucking 10 people and this club's going into a league with 15 people. Cool. Then make it 30. If you really needed it to be 30, then it can be 30. But then at least have it so that like the club can be at least 50. And then the 20 people aren't in it. And then if people want to opt out for a week, then they opt out for a fucking week. And maybe those 30 people, they play and the entire club gets the rewards. Like Clash Royale. You could have fucking combined both of them. I get you wanted to be so fucking different. But all you did was fuck your game. You ruined it. And you could have had people opt out. And the fact that they didn't let people opt out, they didn't give people a chance or opportunity to be somewhere else. They didn't even allow non-competitive clubs to exist. Simply does not exist. If you want a club that has any active community whatsoever, you have to at least expect to be doing league. And the clubs that you would go in that don't do league suck. they don't even talk to each other. There's no community even in those clubs anymore because people actually want the rewards, and people don't want the rewards are lazy and they actually don't give a shit. Like they're the type of people that like Team Minute Showdown for all this shit. Like they're not actually with the game. Like they're just there to get fucking mega box or two. But they're like, I don't even know what the fuck they're playing the game for at that point. But that's not even what this is about. It's just when they did this, not only was the output fucking horrendous, I've never seen anything like it. And I've played games my entire life, and I've never seen something so poor. Like, it's like they didn't even care to try whatsoever. And, like, they severed the connection between the competitive and non-competitive players. But they severed it so fucking badly that at this moment, as I'm speaking right now, pretty much it's only Legendary 3 and Masters clubs that matter. If you are not any of those, then your club, people don't want to join. People don't give a fuck about your club. They're not even willing to give you a chance. And yes, we can speak from experience and shit. Like our clubs aren't fucking terrible. When we're like L2, L3 clubs, like Legendary 2, Legendary 3 clubs. Like we've had it all. And we still have yet to hit the Masters threshold just on one club. So take our opinion with a grain of fucking salt. But I promise you that when you hear how we're speaking about this shit, you cannot cap to say you don't relate at all. And so a lot of people quit the fucking game because they were just tired of the fucking pressure. It just feels like a fucking chore. Like, and so the club leagues haven't even started yet. Fucking back the fuck up. Okay. So we're at like no fucking October when they did that whole Ash or what was it? Meg Brawl Talk. And they released nothing. They said nothing about it. So then you get to November and they do a fucking, it was like a Twitter post or some shit. So they do a poster talking about, you know, all clubs are going to change to 30 by the end of the month. And so I want to say that after their at least 30 days thing, I trusted. I'm like, shit, I got to be ready. That was a threat. Like, how the fuck was I not supposed to move? Like, these guys are saying, like, you know, we'll move them for you. We'll do this and that for you. So we're like, okay, I wasn't ready to test that. I had we had 2 KTB clubs with 100 members each. We moved those into 9. Okay. And yes, we ended up we wanted more members. Okay. We didn't have that many when we did that because in order for 9 to exist, you need 270 members overall. And all we have was 200. And that's assuming that even all 200 of them are going to, you know, come with us. We did obviously have a lot come with us because they liked us, but we were obviously expecting growth. We were planning for the future. So we gave up our leaderboard positions. And yes, that's just us. We're speaking from a very biased perspective, I guess, because we were one of the guys who were one of the top fish or big fish, big tuna. And we were up there. We were like at a place where a lot of clubs were never going to reach. And it's not like I want to speak and fucking brag or anything. It was just like what happened was when we gave up our leaderboard positions and we moved all of our clubs, we were hoping to God that they were going to stay true to whatever fucking little fucking crumble of word that they or fucking crumb of word that they have left and actually go through with what they said. So we moved all of our clubs and we gave up the leaderboard position. That might sound very fucking, you know, just like something you don't want to fucking hear. Like, it's like, oh, this guy's talking like he's all that and this and that. But we worked for that. And when we give that up, that's exposure that we're losing. So people were not finding our clubs. There was no way for people to find our clubs. We had a bunch of 30 clubs and none of them were on the leaderboards because month in, month out for like the next 2.5 months, they didn't change. So we had all of our 30 clubs getting no exposure while all the leaderboard clubs were at 100. Do you guys remember that time?
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah.
Like,
Jesus
not hear
fucking
us?
Christ, bro. Y'all can't do that shit. Not on the podcast.
Bro, we are
motherfuckers gotta
both
talk.
speaking. We are both speaking. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh, so can you hear
Holy
me?
fuck. I can't
Yeah,
hear
it's-
either
it-
of you. I hope to
it's
God
like-
y'all can hear me. These
it's
fuckers
like-
are
Yeah, we
not
can.
doing enough. They're not even reset it. Like, that's just corny
Okay.
as hell.
Okay, you know what? Oh gosh, you know what, Sisma? I think we might have to like just speak over him.
Leave and
Okay.
rejoin Goofy.
Yeah, I can hear
Alright,
you
bet.
now.
Okay,
Uh,
so I mean, that was a terrible time. Like, I was trying to get people to join, and they're like, "Clubs don't even matter anyway. Why should I join?" And like, I saw that was the time I saw so many people that did not have clubs at all, because they just didn't care. And I'm assuming at this point in the game, now that Club League has been out for a few months, that they've just quit the game because they're missing out on so much progression just because they don't want to do this chore of playing every week.
Every week, 3 days a week, and organizing all that shit. But point is around that time, like, we have these 30-member clubs. We're not letting them go above 30 members. We had our rule where it's like we're going to treat them like they are already 30, even though it says 30 out of 100. Do you really think that motherfuckers, when 100 clubs were still around, you know how fucking hard it was to convince people, if we could even convince them at all, to join our 30 club right now instead of being in that 100 club over there? That's still 100. And a lot of these clubs who didn't deserve leaderboard positions were up at the top because, like, they weren't moving, and they never had any plans of moving because they were never capable, and they were enjoying it. So I guess that's good on them for those 2 or 3 months where they got to sit on the fucking top of the throne and shit. Not that we, like, were the ones worthy of being there all the fucking time. Like, yeah, y'all got your fucking 15 minutes of fame type shit, but motherfuckers were not joining clubs. Nobody cared.
Yeah, like the Four Horsemen clubs, they were like number 2 in Canada, right behind us. And a week before we did, they disbanded their clubs to make 30 clubs, and they are no longer around today. They were unable to adapt to this change, and I'm sure there were a lot of other clubs that were also unable to adapt because they just brought the Brawl Stars team just left everyone hanging there with no hope in sight.
No end in sight either. What you think, Goofy?
Bro.
Remember all that? So I had you move too. You were a president. You still are.
Yeah. I mean, dog, personally, dog, like, I just didn't really have too much of a problem with stuff. You asked me to do something, I just did it, bro. I was just an easygoing person, cause you know how I was when it comes, like, when I first joined, or like during that time, I wasn't like really like so confident in KTB going places, which didn't mean that I didn't like help him on. It's just that I wasn't like so like, oh my gosh, I could see KTB like becoming this $1 million company or something. But like literally, dog, like I didn't really like focus too much on stuff. So for like compared to me, y'all was just going crazy, and I was just chilling. But like you told me to do something, I did it, bro. Cause I was like, I understand that you cared like a lot about it. I was just helping you out. That's really what my standing point in all of this was, to be honest.
Well, at least we had some sort of, fucking angel on the shoulder kind of thing. Not like his opinion was valid a lot of the time, but at least it wasn't just full chaos and destruction. But I do remember I was about like 3 to 4 weeks in. I was gonna say earlier, but I had to go for a fucking walk. I went on a walk in fucking nature. I was walking through a path in my forest for like, I don't even know, like 2.5 hours, just trying to come to terms with the fact that my life is going to change drastically, and that how do I do this? No, it was really that deep, bro. Like I had to let Mother
Yo,
Nature take the wheel, man.
cause I literally just picture it so vividly in my head, yo. Cause I like my like literally whenever I hear stuff, I could make a scenario or scene like that, bro. And the minute you say first, you walk in, I already know how you look and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, and knowing how you be already, just your personality, dog. Just seeing you do that might be the funniest thing ever. Like I just picture you walking on a path with your hands in your pocket, head down, and then you just walking, shaking your head, and then you just kick
Yeah,
around.
that's pretty
And
much,
and
man.
then
I'm like,
if
I'm,
he sees a stick on the path, he's kicking that stick out the way.
I'm just upset, and I was just not having it, and I was, in my shorts and t-shirt. I'm looking like exactly the fucking picture Goofy just painted for you. And I just needed that. I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't have anybody else in my ear telling me this or that. I had to accept that change was coming, and the change was not necessary, but it is coming regardless. And so I was walking, I was thinking to myself, like, how the fuck do I make this work? And obviously I came up with the plan that had worked today, which was to not focus everything on one club and spread them out throughout multiple, let people have a choice and a say in what's going on, not just having one main club that gets the highest or this or that. Then again, we didn't know what was coming. It was rumored that leagues were coming, wars were coming. It was pretty obvious. but they never confirmed it, so we couldn't say it was that. But then again, we're trying to figure like why the fuck does it need to be 30? Like when does that come into having a war? So we know now what they did, but after that Twitter post in November and all that, so they moved a lot of clubs and they changed it to 30. They actually still didn't change it because what happened? The clubs would say 100 out of 30. Like it would just be like if you left, you couldn't join back. But they still got their leaderboard position. And I'm like so pissed off because I'm going, these guys, they still got it. They can't have this. And we can't even go to 100 out of 30. It still has to say 30 out of 30 for us. And these guys were up there with their like fucking 80 out of 30, 100 out of 30, and they're enjoying it. They know that the club's going to get mass kicked pretty much in a couple, maybe like a month or this or that. But they got to enjoy it. And they got a lot of, in those 3 months, those orgs and all that, probably all dead today, but they got a lot of people, with them. They made a lot of friendships and bonds, and those people could have been the same people that found us instead of them, but we weren't there. And that shit hurt because I do value a lot of the connection I have with, all of my people, everybody who's not even my people, but, are giving me the time to fucking talk to them and shit. I value the people that actually have some sort of similar views in the world, around the world as I do. And I care about this a lot. But come December, everything finally, climaxed, this and that. And they had this big fucking Brawl talk that was just like, holy shit, we're going to do, how it says power 10 right now? Yeah, I should never say that. Your power 9 is actually when you get the star power, so it's going to stay power 9. But you know why? Because we're doing power 10, we're doing power 11. It wasn't even just 10 right away, which I do understand. That's the one thing I do understand about this, why they didn't just do power 10, because, only one more level in this game is not going to be enough to keep players long term. Because I've been maxed for like a year and a half. Like I had every brawler I got was maxed immediately. Like I was one of the people who was playing really early. And so I understood why they did that. And then it was gears. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So there's another thing on top of that as well. So 10 and 11 are just, that's when you get gears. And I like how gears are. I do. It took me a while to accept it, but I do like them now. And I understand why all of this was crucial to the late game. However, none of these things, all of those things could have happened, but none of them involved Club League. None of that had to happen. Okay? They could have done, and I'm sure people would have been perfectly fucking okay with it too. If they kept it as an 100 club and they had it where Clash Royale used to be, where the club could just complete quests or just play games, win trophies to fill the fucking chest at the top of the fucking club. And you would just get the chest after. And everybody would be happy. And I just don't understand. That would have not caused any destruction or chaos whatsoever. And I get that they want to really get their esports going and this and that. I know esports makes them a lot of money, but they were not thinking. They had pure tunnel vision when they did this. They did not think about the little guys whatsoever. It was just them and their fucking high chairs. And they don't have to play the game. They're fucking millionaires. The motherfuckers in the staff team. They don't give a shit. So this game makes them their fucking money. They're just enjoying their fucking salaries, which are fucking way too much. And I respect their hustle and I respect what they're capable of doing. But when your decisions start to, they're not moral anymore, it's just pure, you don't really care, then you need to replace that person who is fulfilling that fucking staff role with a guy or a girl who is, younger and hungry to work their way up the fucking chain. You cannot have somebody sit in that fucking chair for more than fucking years and years because they're going to get accustomed to that lifestyle. They're not going to be the same person who was working their way up in that company anymore. They don't need to even care because their spot already has so much fucking presence in it. And everybody around them values so much that their ego is so fucking fueled that they don't have to care about you. And they're not going to care about you. So that was my entire argument points when I was just going on a fucking tangent about this shit, of how fucking pissed I was. And obviously I know more information now about how their staff team actually works. And we might even do a podcast entirely on that, everything wrong with it. But, they don't like us. But so we're caught up to December. Do you guys remember how the outputs of Club Leagues actually being put into the game was? Remember that time?
I do not.
Wait, hold on, hold on.
That was
What
like
exactly do you
December,
mean?
mid-December. What'd you say?
Mid-December? No, I was asking you like what exactly do you mean? Like,
So like, because they did a whole thing. They're like, okay, it's coming in the next couple weeks or whatever. And
oh
then
yeah, and it didn't come?
no, it came, but it was like y'all remember getting on the game and actually seeing it for the first time because they didn't actually say what
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
did a little bit of this of what it would look like, but like, what was that feeling?
I
To
was
be
actually kind
honest.
of hyped because I mean we've been waiting for so long, and it's like club league season starting in 14 days or whatever it was,
Oh
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah. See?
I've
Yeah,
never
go ahead.
seen so many people join a club that quickly than after that time, because I just had a chat full of join requests, and I'm like, which of these am I gonna accept? Which am I gonna reject? And which of these people do I want in my club for club league? And everyone in the chat was just like so hyped. They're like, can't wait for club league to start. This is gonna be epic. Little did they know what was to come and the grind of every week doing club league was. But at that time, everyone was very, very hyped about it.
Yeah, I feel you. What you think, Goofy?
Uh, I just got on the game. I was like, okay, finally, I guess. Uh, I don't remember having the experience about a ton of requests in my chat, but all I know is I'm pretty sure my club was full though. Like I feel like my club full up fast because I think I had it on open. But
Uh,
because before the actual like update really come out and we had split up into the different clubs, I was in battle. Like I had battle at that time, right? I'm pretty sure we make people choose who they want to go to, and let's just say not a lot of people choose to go with me. So
Yeah.
pretty sure you had more people than me. And then whenever your clubs are full with 30, then people will come to like my club. So I didn't really have that requesting. I think I was full though. I'm not sure. Then I was
Yeah,
like, okay.
something
And
like
then something like that, okay. Um, and then I'm pretty sure like I was kind of annoyed because if you say that it said even though that the update was basically there and this day was like, oh, Club League starts in like this amount of days, I'm pretty sure I would have been annoyed that I saw that. But otherwise, I mean, I guess I was like, okay, yay, the wait is finally over, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I was hype. It's a new thing. Like I was hype at that point and that point only. I had to put everything behind me. I had to be like, all right, I fucking hated everything about this, but we're here now. It's right there. Everything I've been waiting for fucking months. This is what it was. This is what changed my entire fucking life and the life of KTV. So I'm like, all right, this has to fucking work then. I was prepared. I did, preparations for it. And when League actually started, and then you start to realize that this is a league system. It's not some fucking war system. You're like, okay, so um, you realized really quickly, and obviously the entire trophy scaling and how many battles you could do, golden tickets, this and that, it was different then. But that's not even really worth mentioning. They kind of changed all that. It is what it is now. That doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. But so basically, my club was excited. I mean, everybody was pretty much excited because people were like, everybody, peeped that Kairos time video and they're like, okay, these rewards are fucking good. So we're doing this and we're gonna fucking, go for it. And, everybody at the beginning was enjoying it because of how fucking easy and brain dead it was to promote. You didn't have to put in any effort, any reasonable effort whatsoever. And there was barely any fucking organization either. Like, I'm sure a lot of clubs who only focused on one club and disregarded everything else they had a lot of shit going on right away in that one club. But the way that the scaling was working, it was like if you got first place or second place or something like that, you were promoting like 3 leagues.
Yeah, like literally there
And
was a
then
time where I think I was in like I think I was in Diamond One or something like that. And then I win the league, and then I promote to like Diamond 3 or like Mythic 1 or something.
yeah, it was
I
crazy.
remember that.
Yeah, around that time, it was so easy to win. Like you shouldn't have lost, to be honest. Like your club had no reason to lose unless you just cared, like didn't care at all, to be honest. But so around the point of like Mythic, once clubs started hitting Mythic, it was like, okay, now like you're prone to losing. Like losing can happen. And like not like last place. I would never say that anybody should be in last place ever. But it can happen now. And that's kind of where, we started to level out. It's like around the mythic area, because legendary and masters, you could tell like that's going to be the fucking creme de la creme. Everybody up there is good. And they are very good at fucking teamwork and collaboration and all that shit. And so around the mythic threshold, KTB kind of just slowed down. And obviously I have to mention us every once in a while because we are talking in personal experience. So we kind of slowed down around that area. Obviously, to this day, that's not the case. We're all Legendary 3, Legendary 2 clubs. But back then, it was all Mythic 3, Mythic fucking 2 and 1 clubs. That's what we were. But we worked our way out of that. And, maybe it got easier over time because a lot of the bad clubs stayed down. And a lot of the good clubs, they got out of those leagues a long time ago. So Mythic is terrible. And then here became the fucking problem. And the problem, which I don't think they even thought about for a second. And I forget the exact math on this. I really wish I went back and just looked again. But I'm pretty sure. I think I know. Yeah. So it takes, if you were to make a new club. So the reason why the mythic leagues and all that shit got easier, as I explained, the good clubs moved up, the bad ones stayed or went lower. Then, they're not active anymore. They disbanded. They're done. And all the clubs there are shit. And then it became, so just the legendary leagues are the only ones that are even valid. If your club's not in legendary, they don't even care at all. Like nobody does anything over there. So it got to the point where the low players couldn't join any of those clubs anymore. But if they wanted to be in a club that played, it would have to be legendary clubs. And probably not even legendary 1. I'd aim for legendary 2. But these low guys who are just unlocking clubs and shit, they're getting in these like small ass clubs and realizing pretty early on that this club league thing isn't going to be for them. First of all, nobody wants them. Okay, they have low shit. And even the medium players, like they still have medium to low shit. And nobody's willing to give them a chance. I'm not willing to give them a chance. No. And like, I'm sorry, but like, that's what it was like for everybody else. I can't risk it. The risk is too fucking high to let somebody that low, have a shot. And that's the problem. Like one guy can fuck over the entire club, the entire week, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to deal with all of these different characters and figures, and some of them are cocky as hell. They know that you need them that week, and they will do anything in their power to just piss you off. And because they have this feeling of fucking power, like they're actually important, when in the grand scheme they're really not. But we have to value them, and it gets them like gassed up, and we have to let them know that like we really appreciate you being here. We really need you to do this, man. Please do this. We really are dependent on you right now. And some people love that feeling, and they'll do whatever they can to ruin it, and then they may not even play at all, and they'll do it on purpose too. But it's like, y'all got something to say quick? So I have a point.
Yes, bro, because I know exactly what you mean. Like they feel like just because they just like like because they know like if they they need like you need them. Well, it's not like you need them, but like most of the time, like literally it will be like last minute stuff, and then it's like, bro, like they know that you can't leave because you're trying to like promote or whatever, and they just like you're about to leave this club, and it's like, bro, just stay. It's not that serious, and then they just leave. I'm pretty sure it happened to me like twice or whatever, bro. And like, it's just so annoying. Because then people would leave during the wars too, and it's like, bro, like why? It really wasn't necessary. And then they expect to come back. I just kick them 110.
Yeah, and the problem with that is people would leave and they're too dumb to realize like what does that get for you? If you leave, you literally just get no rewards for that week. And then you could have just waited till the end, gotten your reward, and then left and joined another club. There's no reason to leave mid-season whatsoever, but some people just don't care. Some people just like to be dickheads. It really do be like that sometimes.
It's really
But
5 days. Like, it's really give a shit for 5 days and then get the fuck out, and we don't ever have to talk to you ever again. But Brawl Stars, once again, no marketing team, just a singular marketing person who has fucking half a brain. And like, this motherfucker, how can you expect people to organize and play in teams? If you even thought of that in general, if you thought like everybody was just playing solo, but then you give a team bonus, of course people are going to try and play in teams. So how do you think they're going to communicate with each other if they can't be on the game all of the time? Oh, they're going to use a
All right.
third-party app. And what is that third-party app? I guess a lot of the Spanish guys use WhatsApp, but that app is Discord. And how the fuck did you not piece any of that together to make some fucking deal with Discord? Why would you not have Discord integrated into your fucking game? Why would that not be a fucking thing? Like, you know, they're going to have to talk somewhere. They can't just plan in the fucking club chat or lobbies. You know, I'm going to be on day 1, 2, and 3 these fucking days. Like, yes, that's assuming peak activity out of these people. Not everybody can be like that. You can expect everybody to be like that. So why was there no Discord integration? You're over here doing all these deals with fucking Line. Who the fuck is Line? Nobody cares about Line. Nobody cares about the fucking, what's his name? Like the fucking L Brown, the Primo fucking skin, the fucking Duck Leon skin. They're over here
Oh, I know
fucking
you're
jacking off.
It's
Like,
Line and Friends or something like that.
yeah, Line and Friends. So they're doing all these bullshit fucking collabs. And y'all couldn't do the most like brain dead, easy, you know, fucking 1-2 step thing. Like, hey, Discord, we're gonna be funneling millions of people through your platform, or at least fucking urging them to try and use it. You know, how about we, and they're not even urging them or doing this or that, but it was brain dead. It was literally like, we're going to be bringing you all of these downloads. All of these people are going to be coming to your app because, you know, if we thought about it for half a second, we'd realize that they kind of have to. And that would be the easiest way. So how about we make some sort of deal? How about we get some fucking money for us moving people over to you? And Discord says, right on. That sounds like a good fucking idea. You're going to bring us all these millions of downloads? Like, and even more once they made this thing a public thing, and it's like everybody's like knowing it's integrated into the game, like Discord is involved with this, and it'd be like fucking like, okay, I'll download Discord. Hey, look, you can press on his profile and Supercell ID or his Discord ID is right there. Holy shit, how easy. And
Yeah, bro, but you see, we gotta understand, bro. That's like, it's not that easy, bro. It really is not that easy.
oh, I'm sure. Okay, they can do a sponsor with fucking Mr. Beast. I don't want to hear any of that shit. Okay, they're over here
Nah, see,
doing
that's
Squid
different.
Game.
That's way more easier to do, bro. That's
I
way
don't
easier to
care.
do.
They have the connections. They have the power. They have no excuse. It's just
Bro,
pure lazy,
literally,
and they don't think outside the box.
okay, I understand what you're saying, but think about it. Mr. Beast is a whole YouTuber, bro.
Man,
He's a
fuck
guy
Mr. Beast.
who's bro, but this okay. Literally, dog, he's just a guy. It's not that it's and he's a young guy too.
Okay,
Like
first of all,
literally, if a million, oh my gosh, let me speak. If $1 million company takes you and be like, "Oh, I want to sponsor your video," and bro, have you not seen the video? The video is lit. Of course, he's gonna take that because it's $1 million
it ain't
company,
about that. It
bro.
ain't about like
No, but I'm
that's
getting to the
all they
point.
do.
I'm getting to my point, bro. But then when it comes to another, like when it comes to another company, like an actual company, not basically just one person or a group of little friends. This guy is a company, bro. It's not so easy, bro. You gotta like do a lot of paperwork, do a lot of stuff. Your lawyers gotta read over stuff, agreements, all that nonsense.
You really think I don't
Like
know that shit?
that's what I stuff with, bro.
Yeah,
All right.
like, I don't gotta be schooled on how that shit works. The point is, they had months and months to do something like that, but they didn't think about it. And they can have teams for that. They can set people, and that's their fucking sole job. It's not like the fucking head of Discord or whatever that department would be that can actually talk to them. That's not even the biggest problem with club leagues. It's just to make it easier. And how stupid I think they are for not capitalizing on this. And first of all, if you think Mr. Beast is just a person at this point, you're brain dead. He is like a full company.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I know he has like a company and a brand. I mean, like, just, like when it comes to like in depth or whatever, it's really just him. I mean, but then he has his company or whatever, but like it's him. Like he
that guy,
runs it. That's what I really mean.
that guy has dozens of people working for him, just like Supercell does with the Brawl Stars team. He has these people working for him. He can't just do those videos by himself, and it's been proven.
I
I
know.
actually watched an entire video proving that, like PewDiePie, at the very base of it, is the last YouTuber that will ever make it by straight up making videos in their fucking bedroom and this and that, and staying true to the roots of what YouTube used to be. Whereas Mr. Beast, he got a lot of his clout biting off of PewDiePie, and that's completely fucking true as well. He used to make videos fucking day in and day out, just putting PewDiePie's name in the fucking thumbnail or in the fucking title, just so people would click on it. And he bit off of him so hard. He still idolizes him to this day. But at one point, he got really into the fame and like really elevated his platform. He's a real motherfucker. Okay, he's really with that shit. I actually respect him a lot, but he proved that PewDiePie is just an anomaly. That's something that cannot happen again. You get that big, you have to start hiring people. You got to make your videos better and better and better. And that's what he did. And he's an entire company at this point. And Brawl Stars, they fucked up. And we went on an entire podcast, not about that, but that was included. I think it's the one we were talking about, something to do with like Buzz Charge Up Gadget in the title. That shit was there. And we talked about Mr. Beast and how Brawl Stars fucked up when they went for a fucking to sponsor that fucking video. They didn't get the return they wanted, so they did some unfucking tasteful things. And so it ain't even about all of that shit. Point is, they could have made it happen with Discord. They should have made it happen with Discord, but it's a miss. They missed that, whatever. Okay. But at the fucking, like, back to the fucking game, like, these fucking guys, I don't know how they were expecting any of that to happen. First, like, I was communicating and shit. They really were, like, not thinking that fucking hard about this. And how fucking people are not willing to give the maximum effort to go through with this fucking chore, this tasking activity 3 days a week, plus all the organizing that it entails. And some people make it so extra that it's just like their schedules are so ridiculous, and you got to find people to put them with the right people and the right teams to make it actually work. But they missed out on it. They fucked up and they didn't do it. And that's just one thing. But the point is, like, at the end of all this shit, the only reason why the top clubs and all that shit are the only ones profiting from this is because the connection was severed so much. I actually did the math. I'm pretty sure. I know the exact answer, but it's either 2.5 or 3.5. It's literally just one of those two. I'm pretty sure it's 3.5. I'm actually willing to bet it's 3.5. It takes 3.5 months to get a club from Bronze 1, a new club, from Bronze 1 all the way to Masters, assuming you win every single week.
Okay.
And nobody wants to do that. So nobody's making new clubs. They're just joining clubs that are already existing. Yes, we enjoy when people join our clubs because our clubs are up there, but nobody wants to do that. It's too much of a fucking grind. And even I don't even know if, I mean, I do know me, I would probably do it, but I wouldn't be able to run multiple clubs right away. If I started right now and made a club, I'm not running multiple. I'm running one only. So my community is cut off entirely. The highest potential that my community could probably go is anywhere from like 30 to 100, assuming that the connections that I make with people who eventually leave our club over the course of them being there are still good and intact, and they want to still communicate with us. And assuming we also have a Discord server or something, because if we didn't, then like it's just like friends on the game. They're not coming back to visit. Highly unlikely a lot of the time. So 3.5 months of your time, are you willing to do that to get one club that might do it?
No, I'm not doing that, bro. Nobody's not doing that.
Even clubs that are already established, making feeders. Like nobody wants to join a club that's in Bronze 1. Like, I mean, it's possible, I guess, for you by yourself to make it like to Mythic or whatever, but still, nobody wants to join a Mythic club. That just doesn't happen.
Hey, yo, but see, but I was smart than us, though. Because, I mean, at least that benefit us, like, if you think about it. Because, like, don't forget, we from before even the day came out, we already split up our whole club. So we always, like, split up either way, and we was growing it, like, separately from the start, though. So, I mean, that helped us in the long run, I guess. But then again, they didn't, I mean, it was also, like, easier so to promote. So it's, like, it balanced it out, I guess. So it was just a meh thing. It wasn't too beneficial, nor was it, like, too like not beneficial.
I really don't think they thought about how making new clubs would be after the first few months. I really don't think they put any thought into that.
Also, back in February, no way. But back in February, these motherfuckers, they even said, Frank said, he fucking said that club leaderboards are coming. They're like coming like right around the corner. Okay, we're going into June, and they're still not here. And fucking, I don't think they have any intention on making them, because how the fuck does a club leaderboard even work? What is number one? How do you get number one? Like your club is in Masters? Well, everybody else is in Masters. What about these other 200 clubs that are in Masters? Why are you number one? Are you alphabetically number one? Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
The only thing that they're scaling, the reason why they didn't put it out yet is because they're lazy as fuck. They didn't think about it. And the only way that you can even scale a number one in anything, in this fucking leaderboard system is like how long you've been in Masters, for example. The number one club, I do know a club that has been in Masters for like 12 weeks straight. I will give credit where credit is due. I won't say their name. Though I'll be a little bit petty, but I have limits. It's the KTB podcast, not yours. And so they've been in Masters for like 12 weeks. And so does that make them number one? What happens if they lose that streak and the other clubs never get it? Like they never fucking break. What if they're not able to make that streak back again? They're just not capable of getting number one ever again. So
No, but
now here's what's up.
but like now, if you think about it though, there's like other stuff you could scale into, cause like you could be masters and then you could have like a crap ton of trophies total, excluding all of them glitch clubs or whatever if they still exist. They probably do.
Oh, they do.
Interesting. Yeah, see, cause I was checking the other day. I'm pretty sure I see them still. But yeah, like they could be looking at the trophies. They could be looking at the actual like rank or whatever, and then like they could also be just looking at the activity of your club, I guess. Stuff like, I mean, oh yeah, you're right. They really don't have much stuff to scale
No,
it
there's
up.
only one way to do this, and that's a win streak. They can only scale through a win streak. But then the win streaks are all over the place too, because one club, they've had Masters since the beginning. They got the creme de la creme people, but they lose that streak and they never get that representation again. What if all the streaks in Masters are like fucking 15 and then 10 all the way down the board? And that 15 club finally loses. Are they still number one because they did do that 15 streak? Or do they lose it all and go all the way to the bottom again because they're now at one? And see, that's the problem, because then what if those clubs that all have 10 down the board, this club had their jump at the beginning and they're never able to get, like, even if they get 15, they finally return to where they were at. All the other clubs have already got streaks of like 20 something, 30 something. They fucked up and they can never get it back. So they're not going to make club leaderboards in any efficient way, shape, or form. That's why they've just shied away from it. That's why they said nothing about it after that, because they came to the realization that it's not going to fucking happen. And if they do, it can only be based on streaks. But then what happens if your club's not Masters? How are you going to get any exposure? Then the question is, are they going to make a leaderboard for every rank? Which I would suggest that they do. They do that in Clash of Clans. So are you going to make a leaderboard for every rank? And then how is that scaled as well? Because doesn't that make your club worse if you're at the top? Because let's say you're in Mythic 2, but your Mythic 2 streak is 20. Why the fuck are you in, that's not winning, by the way. Okay, winning in Masters, number one, you don't move up. But you're telling me that you were in Mythic whatever for 20 weeks and you just didn't promote? Your club is terrible. Why the fuck would I join your club? Like, how the fuck do they even scale any of this? It's just so fucking horrible. And just so many things weren't talked about at all because they don't have a team. They just have a person. And he doesn't fucking think. He doesn't know what he's doing. And club leaderboards are impossible. They fucked up. And it can't happen. And whatever they do end up doing, if they even do, first of all, the badges of what your club currently is still isn't even on the fucking club, which is so pathetic. Like, I actually have to have our clubs in the description, Legend 2 League, Legend 3 League. Like, you really can't have the badge. Like, can there not be two badges, like highest club reached or highest league reached and then like current league or even just current league? Like, why is that not there? And it's just also profiles, people's profiles in the game. How can I see and how can I trust that this random motherfucker who's trying to join my club has any intention on doing shit? Okay, what if he was in a Masters club for 1 week and his fucking profile has the Masters icon and he left, or maybe he got carried that whole week because he joined it. He didn't do shit, but he got the Masters icon because they promoted, or they didn't promote, but they stayed there. He was in a week where they stayed in Masters. So he has the icon now. But this same motherfucker is going club to club and joining clubs, doing fuck all, and you have no way to tell. And what the fuck are they even going to put on the profiles anyway? Are you going to fucking say, highest club league reached, total fucking war day wins? Well, that doesn't indicate that they're not playing solo. What if they're playing solo every single fucking game and they're just in fucking brain dead clubs? How do you scale that either? How do you scale anybody that is involved with leagues whatsoever. That's why everything about this, it wasn't even a poetic failure. It was just a failure. It was a messy failure. None of it had any fucking, like, they weren't fucking writing with fucking ink and, what is it, ink and quail or whatever the fuck it is. And they weren't making this shit really fucking popping like that. They weren't going back and making it look like it's some fucking, like, meaningful change. It just felt like they were bored. And what the fuck are they bored of anyways? They're the ones getting rich. Like, I never understood that. I don't know. What you guys think? I have so many things to say about this. I could do this by myself, but I don't want to.
Yeah, well, you've been doing it already, so.
Yeah, that's fine, bro. What's up?
Nah, because like, like, to be honest, you hit it on the point, yo. Like overall, they just really didn't think about it, bro. The club leaderboards thing, I literally, if they said anything about that, I don't remember squat about it. That just goes to show, like, if they was ever planning to put that in, they should have been put it in, like, but it's not here yet, so, meh. But I mean, like, for real though, like, what would they scale it on? Like, I really thought there was a lot of stuff you could have scaled it on, and I was like, okay, I'm about to, like, pitch an idea here. And then when I was seeing it, I was like, okay, you could do club trophies, you could actually do, like, the lead the club in. And then I just get hit by a block. I was like, oh, wait. So,
Wait,
like,
club trophies don't matter. I mean, shit.
facts. No, I meant, like, actual trophies, like people, like, the trophy count.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Like
makes
the
sense.
leaderboards already exist, right?
Yeah.
Well, why does that
Yeah,
matter?
that would just be the global leaderboards, all just the same thing.
Yeah, but there are global leaderboards right now of clubs that aren't masters. Why isn't every club in global masters? Because trophies don't mean shit. They don't mean anything. Like, we had one of our KTB clubs run by Jelly, which was 15 accounts and 15 mini accounts. Was their total trophy fucking 1.5 million? No, it was like fucking 700,000, yet they're in masters. So that leaderboard means fuck, because there's a bunch of these trophy pushing clubs and their players are not capable of doing it. Trophies haven't meant shit for a long time with teaming. Once that started, everything went out the window. So why do trophies scale anything to do with the club? I'm joining a club that's 1.2 million trophies. It's like, I'm never leaving Kick the Bucket, but that's where you'll find me. But I'm joining a club, 1.2 million trophies, and I'm looking at them, outside looking in. Okay, this club has high trophies. Look at all these 40Ks, 50Ks. Fuck, these guys must be good in War. And I join them and they're in Mythic fucking 3. What the fuck is going on here? Like, and I play a week with them and I realize that half their club doesn't even play. So then what the fuck is it scaling? I just, it's so terrible. And it's just, I bet they had the same block when the one guy had the same block. And, he was like telling Frank, he's like, yeah, we're working on it. It's coming up. And then when he actually started working on it, he's like, oh, so that's not going to happen. I don't know. I need like a fucking 5-minute break. Y'all gotta talk. I'm fucking dead.
Well, I actually heard that Havoc has recently been demoting from their Masters position. They're like a top 10 global leaderboard club. If you didn't know, you probably do know though. But I mean, if a top, and it's just because a lot of their players are getting bored of playing club league, and I mean, their high trophy players can't keep up, whatever it is. But just because you have high trophy club doesn't mean you're going to be in Masters all the time and you're never losing. And that does bring up another point. Club league, people are getting tired of it. Nobody wants to play that anymore. Nobody wants to dedicate every single week of their life to playing club league, scheduling with the team, and going through all of that. It just isn't fun. Goofy, you have anything to add there?
Bro, telling you right now, bro. I don't blame people, bro. Because, like, they really didn't add nothing much. After they put in the club league thing, it was like, that's it. They didn't add nothing more else to, like, keep you to keep playing the club league, except for the stupid and, like, goofy skins. But I mean, and, like, they also put in the feature with the shop, like, where it keeps the 100 deal, like, the 100 power points deal constantly. I actually use that a lot, by the way. I recommend y'all to use it too. I use it to like max up one of my brawlers. But like yeah, like I don't blame them. Like there's really nothing appealing anymore about this about like just playing in club league, to be honest. Like they have to put more stuff out. See what like update it. Like give it a little update, a little touch up and see what happens. See what happens.
See what
Yeah, and
happens.
I'm at the point where all of the brawlers that I actually enjoy playing and want to play all the time are already power 11. They have the gears maxed, and I have no reason to upgrade any of the other people. Like I'll play them for the one trophy at the end of the season, but I'm not pushing them crazy. I'm not if I have to pick, I'm picking in Power League or Club League. I'm picking someone I enjoy playing, and that's just how it is. I'm not gonna pick someone I don't want to play,
True.
and I already have
Facts.
those maxed out. So,
I'm like that.
and
I'm
I
just
Mm.
playing buzz.
yeah, I feel like a lot of people already have all the brawlers they want maxed, and they're just like, okay, now what do I do with these club coins?
Yeah, I feel you.
Mm.
That's terrible. But Goofy did say something that's pretty fucking true. They haven't added anything new to this. It's not appealing anymore. Like, yes, they started with the club skins. Like, you get them from the club shop is fire. I love it. It's very boring and bland, but it's good and it does what you want and you can get what you want. I didn't like that a lot of things had timers on them, but now they don't. They removed that. And you could just only buy a certain amount of them every fucking 24 hours or something. Now you can do it whenever you want. That is way better. But that did make me make a really stupid purchase in buying Potato Squeak. And I will give an entire thing about why I, bought that specific skin, even though it's disgusting. But not right now. So I made that investment, that 2,500 club coin investment, thinking that I'm going to like my club coins are never going to go below, like it's not going to go. I'm always going to have enough. That was the point. It was that I was always going to have enough that every time the 24-hour timer happens, I can purchase PowerPoints. That was all I wanted. So I got to the point and I did the math where I got exactly enough club coins where I could survive the first Wednesday to Monday of getting no more club coins. Because remember, you're not getting any club coins until the league ends on the Monday. Uh, so I got to that and I was like, well, not even just that. I got to the point where I could survive the the entire week. And then when it ended on Monday, I would still have enough club coins where I wouldn't have missed a day. And then when I get more on Monday, I would be caught up and there would be no problem. So it took me weeks to get to that point. And because obviously I would have a lot of club coins if I wasn't spending them on PowerPoints every week, but obviously I'm doing that. And I'm about to be done. I only have 3 brawlers left that don't have max power points. And that's not speaking about coins and level them up. Like they're still power 9, but it says 2,330 out of 890. That's the max when you're at power 9 with power points. So I have like everybody except Fang, Grom, Eve, and then Jeanette, who I don't have yet. Like they're the ones at the fucking bottom. But after they're done, then all I'm going to be doing is buying gears and I'll be buying gears and I'll be buying coins. And I love that you can do that. But they are at a point where it might be this month, it might be next month, it might be the month after that, but this is going to become stale as shit. And there's nothing interesting here anymore. And there's a summer update coming around the corner. What are they going to implement club leagues into it as well? Do something to do and make this better? Because by the end of summer, club leagues are going to be stale as fuck, and barely anybody that is playing them right now is going to be playing them then. And we run a lot of clubs that matters, and we have to try so hard to get these people to do it. I'm trying to get my fucking presidents to keep doing their club because of how terrible this shit is. And it's a lot of damage control every single week, and it shouldn't feel like that. So they're at a point where they have to fucking find some way to spice this up. Let KTB be in charge of your marketing team, and we'll find a way. Or we might just stop this entire thing. Maybe they just run out club leagues, or maybe they allow clubs to opt in or opt out of them, which should be the play. Like they really got to hurry up on it, and like allow your club to take a week break. Maybe it would be a lot healthier for the community if the clubs could go in one week, out the next. And maybe they have like a pattern, a healthy pattern that works for that club and those people in that club. And they're all willing to commit to it. And they give their all for that 1 week that they're doing it, and then they get a break week. And it doesn't even have to be like that. It could just be they're going hard 5 weeks in a row, but then they take a break a week. and then they go 5 weeks again. Like there doesn't even have to be a pattern. It's just the choice. Like the club scaling is all out the fucking window. It's all gone below legendary. That's just terrible. Bronze leagues, almost all the clubs don't even play. 0 trophies. Silver leagues, same thing. 0 trophies. Diamond leagues, 0 trophies. Or gold league, 0 trophies. Diamond leagues, 50 trophies. And fucking mythic, 200 trophies on the average of what clubs are getting down there. That's it. And legendary, 1 maybe like 300 trophies average. Legendary 2, 400 to 420 maybe trophies average. Legendary 3 is some shit like, I'd say 440 to 460 average. And then Masters is around like, I'd say 460 to 500 and like 20. Like it's really weird up there. But I'd say the average is probably like 490 then up there. But it's just really fucking bad. So not for Masters, but the ones below that. If you're below Legendary 2, your club's probably terrible. And the people in it either suck, they're using all their tickets, but they're losing, or they're just not using their tickets. So that's really all it is. They're not playing with teams and shit too. That team bonus matters. I don't know.
Facts. Don't worry, you speaking facts, respectfully.
I feel like they should change the team bonus. You should be able to play with like whoever you want.
Oh, yo, nah, you know what? Let's not get too in depth because you could save this for another one. Definitely. Like the changes and stuff that we could do to it. Or like, we could start talking about more in depth with the shop and stuff like that. For sure. But
we'll make it for Club League 1 after we see what their summer update's going to be, which if you guys are listening right now, Krong, Goofy, C-Smoke and I will be there next Monday, and we're actually going to give a really impactful one. Our intention is to talk about what the summer update could be. We're speculating. So that's when we're doing all the dreaming. And we will include segments and shit about Club League in there because it's probably a part that they should include. But let's be real, they're not going to include it. So there may not be much talk about that. But after we know what the summer update is when we will drop another podcast about, first of all, what to fix in Club League. Like we did this entire breakdown of how terrible Club League is and everything surrounding Club League. And then we'll do an entire thing of how to fix it. And we will, obviously, if I wanted to fix Club League, I would stop it from ever happening. But we will try and work with what is and make an outline for what could be. We're not just going to remove this and be like, give our 100 club back. Like it's past that point. They've already caused too much of a fucking disconnection between a lot of the friendships and people that we had and those 100 clubs that are never going to play the game again because of Club League being a chore. And they just wanted to be involved in a community, not to play and do that shit in the community. So those people stopped playing the game. That was a lot of the reason why they were still playing the game, and you ruined that for them. But we can fix it from what is left of the fucking ruin of this stupid fucking terrible update. And I'm just saying, this summer update may be the last chance they have to really fix this game because it's been on a downward spiral since I'd say, they have a little, little bumps of just a spike of good, some hope. But this game has went downhill since I'd say season 3, the Brawl Pass Colette season. That was their peak. Their whole Star Park investor video, whatever it was. That was the peak, and it's been downhill since then. And there were peaks before that, but with what was at that time, that was the peak. And we will make a whole podcast. I could even do it myself, an in-depth analysis of how the game has been dying since that specific season. And I can explain everything, but not for now. Yeah, that's a topic for another fucking day. Y'all got any is there anything that we missed about Club Leagues?
There's quite much that I didn't want us to go into because we could definitely stretch it into another one. And I actually want to. I'll be looking forward to this other Club League one. Yeah. So I don't have none less to add on to it because I want to talk all about it in the next one we do. So no.
What do you think, Cecil?
Well, they saw Clash Royale, how Clash Royale messed up their clan war system, and they did the exact same thing. They didn't learn anything from Clash Royale.
Yeah, and I also have another podcast plan, or I might do this myself because it is my opinion of how Clash Royale is the superior Supercell game and will always be. And if there's anyone that will survive in the next 10 years, it will be Clash Royale. But I can give another in-depth analysis about that as well. And Brawl Stars will not be that one. And um and I'm not even a diehard Clash Royale player either, but I just know I can see it and I know it's that one. But they had a very, very fatal mistake when they did their Club Wars 2 or something. And Brawl Stars said that they would do one better, except people didn't understand what they actually meant when they said that. They intended on doing it worse, and they thought that's what they wanted. I guess, all fucking publicity is good publicity. So they thought, how about we just fucking ruin this? And it'll be even worse than Club or Clash Royale. But then everybody's going to make the comparisons to Clash Royale, and it's going to help them out, but it's also going to help us out because the publicity. Maybe it was this entire fucking scheme. Like, it'll make Clash Royale look good in comparison, but it'll get our name brought up all the time. And it'll have a lot of people, diehards, defending our name. Maybe that's the fucking bullshit, but they're too stupid to do anything fucking wicked and crazy twisted like that. So I wouldn't do that. That's just stupid. But that's the only explanation I can have for this if I want to try and reason with this at all. I don't have any more remarks. I will, however, say I didn't want to be selfish, and I think I've been pretty selfless this entire time. We have. But if you're looking for a club, we're all legendary 2+, and you want to type in no spaces, kick the bucket, or kick the box, kick the basket, kick the bin, kick the bottle, kick the biz, and kick the beaker. Oh, I forgot one. Hold on. I forgot bag and barrel. I don't want to do you guys wrong like that. I got to do that again. Kick the bucket, kick the box, kick the basket, kick the bin, kick the barrel, kick the bag, kick the bottle, kick the biz, kick the beaker. That's how many clubs we have, all 9 of them. And I'm sorry for leaving you guys out. It's really hard for me to remember all this shit sometimes. But that's the order. There's no main club. There's no ladder. It's just that's the order in which we made them. So even Barrel right now, I'll give credit where credit is due. That is the one legendary 3 club right now. Bag and bucket and box were all legendary 3, but we have since demoted and we're working our way back up. But Kick the Barrel has just hit legendary 3, and they are at their all-time high right now. They deserve some members. So if you're gonna join one, join that one. But it's up to you. You could like the name. It could be literally whatever you want, your reasoning for joining. All of the clubs have a caution sign after the name, but you don't have to type that in. You can just search it up and it'll come up. Or you can search up Kick the, no spaces, and they'll all come up and you'll see everything. Either or, that's all we got for today. I thank you all for listening, and make sure that you join the Discord link wherever you can find it on whatever platform you fucking listen to this on. And we had a good turnout for this episode. I really hope that in the future we could get upwards of like 20 people listening to us live. That'd be pretty cool. But make sure you subscribe, like, follow, whatever the fuck it is. I really don't give a shit. Leave a comment. I could care less, but do it. And we're out. Peace. And I'm running over to the computer to pause it.